Yankee here. You know, one thing that a lot of us in the gun community have in common, now we have a lot of differences, I know, we disagree on a lot of things, but there's one thing a lot of us have in common, and that is that we carry a gun for self-defense. We actually carry on our person. We carry concealed, some people carry openly, some people carry inside waistband, outside waistband, appendix carry. You know, people carry a lot of different ways, sometimes in a fanny pack. And because people do carry, sometimes all the time, some people carry every day, and other people carry occasionally, we do talk about what are the best ways to carry a gun. Because, you know, you want to perfect how you carry your gun. You want to carry in the best way you can. Not only because you want to optimize your ability to be able to defend yourself if you need to, but you also want to make it as comfortable as possible. You know, you don't want it to be such a burden on your daily life that you end up leaving it at home. So we talk a lot about how you should carry your gun. And because of that, I think we kind of neglect how you shouldn't carry your gun. What are the worst ways to carry? And someone asked me this in the comment section of one of my videos day before yesterday, and I thought I'd go ahead and make a video on it here. They asked me, you know, Yankee, what do you think is the worst way to carry your gun? And I know this is where a lot of people are going to say, okay, here we go, another anti-appendix carry video. And this is not going to be an anti-appendix carry video because I don't think appendix carry is the worst way to carry. Now, I don't approve of appendix carry. I think it comes with too many inherent risks and doesn't give you any advantages over carrying on your hip. I just don't think it does. I think you're putting yourself in danger that you don't have to put yourself in when you carry appendix, especially if you're carrying guns like Glocks or P320s. And that's what I see most people who appendix carrying. Now, if they were carrying a revolver or something else that wasn't quite as easy to set off, I wouldn't be as concerned about it. But it seems like a lot of the tacti-fools these days that get fooled by the tactical commandos online into thinking that this is a time-honored way to carry, you know, I think that they're taking risks they don't need to take. So I think appendix carry is a very dangerous way to carry, but I don't think it's the worst way. In fact, if you take proper caution when you're carrying appendix and you don't carry something like a Glock or a P320 and you're not doing like fast draw live fire exercises, things like that where you're putting yourself in serious risk, you know, you're an adult, you carry that way if you want. It still allows you to carry a good gun. It allows you to have access to it. There's all kinds of positives to it. I just don't think there's very many positives to it that you don't get with other methods of carry that are much safer. There are ways to carry I think are just worse ways than appendix carry. Because like I said, appendix carry still allows you to carry a good gun, etc. One way I don't like people carrying, and when I see someone carrying this way, I feel like this person needs to be educated, is small of back. There's a reason a lot of police departments have made it a no-no to carry anything small of back. None of your pouches are supposed to be at the center of your spine. And there's a reason for that. There's a lot of officers on disability because they fell on their backup gun. Not a good place to put a big chunk of steel right at the base of your spine. And here's the thing about that. Even if you're doing all the things you can control, like how you treat your gun, what gun you choose, etc., and you carry a gun and you treat that gun properly, you don't do anything unsafe with it, and it never goes off on its own, or, you know, on its own, like I like to say, you can still be injured because you slip on the ice, you fall, damaged spine, you're crippled the rest of your life. Just not a very good way to carry. There's a reason, like I said, why police departments all over the country don't allow it. It's because their insurance doesn't allow it, and their disability people don't want people to be paying out to the people for this. A neighbor of mine, when I was living in Vancouver, he was a police officer on disability because he fell and landed on his walkie-talkie that he had small back. You know, his radio. I'm 12 years old. I like to call them walkie-talkies. So he fell on his radio, was on disability because of it. That's why you don't carry anything small back, gun included. But still, I don't think that's the worst method of carry. It's one of the worst. It's dangerous. But the reason I don't like another method more is because I think it's just more limiting and worse for you overall in being able to actually defend yourself. And it is, and if anybody has ever come to my live chats, you'll know every time someone brings this up, I'm like, don't do that. If when they ask me, how do I do this? Or what's the best holster for this? I'm like, the best way to do it is don't do it. And the best holster for it is none. It's ankle carry. People come in and ask me about ankle carry all the time, and I think ankle carry is the worst way you can carry. At least one of the worst ways. It's the worst way I can think of right now. Because it's just a bad method for multiple reasons. One, it's on a part of your body that moves around a lot and moves quickly. You know, when you walk, your legs swing. When you sit down, you might kick your legs out. There's a lot of reasons that's bad to have your gun right there. When you carry your gun on your core person, you know, that's the part of your body that moves the least. Arms and legs, they move the most. So I don't know why anybody would want to take their gun and put it at the end of their leg. It's like playing crack the whip with your holster and your firearm. Even if you don't bang it into things, that holster might fail just because of inertia. Because of you moving around so much. I just don't like that about it. Don't like that at all. The other reason I don't like it at all is I don't think it allows you to be best prepared if you need to defend yourself. Mainly because it limits the size of gun you can carry. It really is hard to carry a gun of any size whatsoever on your ankle. Now, I know people see in the movie like, oh, the guy goes through his ankle and he's got a Beretta. But here's the reality. If you've ever actually tried it, a little Smith & Wesson 637, you know, it feels like a 629 mountain gun when you got it strapped to your ankle. It's hard to get your pants around them. It's hard to make it not look weird. It just looks like you're wearing leg warmers on the inside. And it don't look good. And it's pretty obvious. And like I said, it makes you really uncomfortable. At least it would me. That thing's swinging around down there all day. Not that I'm not used to things swinging around down there. I'm used to things swinging around, but not my firearm at the end of my leg. So it makes you choose a smaller gun. You choose something that might not be adequate for what you might need. Because you're so limited because, oh, it's got to be small. It's got to be light. You know, blah, 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 because of where I'm carrying. That's like if you decided, well, I got to carry my back pocket. I would say carrying in your back pocket is better than carrying on your ankle. Or pocket carry is way better than carrying on your ankle. At least it's easier to get to, and you don't have it swinging around all day. I would say carry in your pocket. That would be better. But one of the main reasons I don't like ankle carry, and this is something that was made very clear to us when I first trained for law enforcement and in the military even, is that if you have a weapon on your ankle, someone tackles you out of nowhere, or you think, you know, you're putting cuffs on someone, you're a police officer, and they take you to the ground, they whirl around and take you down. Well, when you're on the ground with someone, it's easy for them to crossbody you, put their back to you, and get to your feet, especially if they see you got a holster there, or they see you going for it before they take you down, or when they're taking you down. They can easily block you from having access to your feet because it's so far away from your hands and your waist. And they can get your gun easier than you can. It's not as easy to grab your ankles as it is to grab your waist or even your front appendix area. Not that I'm usually grabbing my ankles and know how easy or hard it is. I don't go around doing that. At least not at my age. You know, I would have to need a new gun really, really bad, and the other person would have to be really, really desperate for me to be able to do that. But like I was saying, your gun is the farthest away it could be on your body and still have it. If someone crossbodies you on the ground, they can get to it easier than you, especially if you're trying to fend yourself off or defend your face or something. Your ankles are really undefended. I would hate to someone take me to the ground and while I'm wrestling for them, as I get them in a chokehold, they pull my gun off my ankle and shoot me in the fucking balls. I'm probably going to let go of that chokehold. Especially if I'm carrying an Alaskan or something like that. Luckily, if it was on my ankle, it'd be something smaller. But, you know, you're not going to take a big gun to ruin your day when you get shot in the testicles or the genitals. I'm not going to take a very big bullet at all to ruin my day. I don't know about yours. But, you know, that's just the reality of it. So I'm not going to want that to happen. I can't imagine having to explain to my grandkids someday the reason Grandpa ain't got no genitalia is because someone shot him with his own gun in the balls. So that's the reason I think ankle carry is the worst. I think it just limits you too much on what size gun you can have and what kind of gun you can have and how capable that gun is, how, you know, versatile that gun is, it really limits you. Plus, it's on a part of your body that moves the most. Like I said, why play crack the whip with your gun? Crap the whip? That's a different game entirely. But why do that? And like I said, it's just not a place that it's easy to get to. Now, if you're sitting down in your car, yeah, I can see where you might want to have it there then. But still, cross draw on the body's better. And then if you get out, you can move the gun back to where it goes. So, or put a holster on your seatbelt. I've got a little car holster that I can use that I can put a little Derringer in. So I just don't really think that ankle carry is really good. A lot of people will say, well, I sit all day, so I want to have ankle carry. Well, if you're sitting in a seat, you should be able to get to your carry gun on your side. If you can't, you might really want to rethink your chair. But otherwise, just not really a good reason to ankle carry. And how many people think they're going to get attacked while they're sitting at their desk? Or driving their car when you can get away the easiest you've ever been able to get away, or use a 4,000-pound weapon against someone. So I don't limit myself every other moment of the day simply because of that off-case scenario where, well, it was easier to get to because it's on my ankle. Most of the time when you're in a situation where you might be in risk of attack, it ain't going to be easier to get to. And even if you do get to it, it's not going to be as much gun as it could be because of where you're carrying. And plus you have all those other issues, like I said, with it swinging around, etc. So I think when it comes down to it, ankle carry is actually probably the worst way you can carry your gun.